Okay, guys, I'm 27 years old. My name is Cody. I live my life with cerebral palsy, PTSD, depression. These videos are my story. This disclaimer is there will be some adult topics. It will not be good for younger children or people with sensitive stomachs, as I will be talking about various things that have happened to me in life, some of which were highly traumatic. This channel is not for monetary gain. Please keep all comments friendly and constructive. If you have a problem with me, please comment directly to me and we can address it. Thank you. Stay safe. Be patient. Okay, guys, I wasn't going to make a video today, but I feel like I need to. I want to talk about PTSD, traumatic events with a disability. In my case, it is cerebral palsy. The traumatic event was a car wreck. In the wreck, I didn't black out on impact. I saw my wife get thrown from her seat into the dashboard because her seatbelt failed. Ever since the wreck, we're both okay. We're home. We're sore. We're tired. I've been having nightmares because I keep seeing her flying into that dash and not being able to do anything every time I close my eyes. I know there's nothing I could have done, but that doesn't stop me from feeling like I should have done more. I did what I could to miss the other driver. Didn't work. It is what it is. The car's totaled. We are okay. She's actually at work right now. But what I want to get into is you can't expect somebody with PTSD that's had traumatic events in their past that they're still trying to deal with to just, in the sense goes, get over it. I'm going to stop right there and give you a disclaimer now. There's probably going to be some cussing in this video. So if you have kids that are under 18 that you don't want hearing language, go ahead and turn it off. I'm not against that. I understand some people don't want their kids growing up around that. But today I'm going to be bluntly honest. You have to be one hell of a cold person to tell somebody that has had a very traumatizing life to get over it. I've been through things as a child I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, in that, by all rights, some of them I shouldn't have survived. I've been in half a dozen car crashes. I mean, I was a typical young kid. I had the fast cars. Not a good thing. But you take it, you learn from it. That's one thing I do believe. You can learn from the traumas in your life and make them educational instead of making them haunt you. In some aspects, they will always haunt you. I went through a bad relationship. Now, if a door slams or something hits the kitchen counter hard, I jump. It's just a side effect of what the beast was. It sucks. But after the wreck, a family member told my wife that I just needed to get over it. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time. It takes support. It takes family members being willing to sometimes just give you a hug and tell you everything is okay. My family is great. Nobody else I'd rather have when my back is to the wall. But we're a very gruff, kind of rough family where we call it like it is. If we think you're being a little bitch, we're going to tell you you're being a little bitch. But at the end of the day, we're family. That being said, when you are a disabled person and you see your spouse get tossed across the car and you know there's nothing you can do because you're trying to control the car to keep it from running into anybody else, it messes you up. I haven't been able to sleep because I keep waking up to check on her. Or I have a nightmare and I wake up and check on her. It all translates back to, I'm scared, I check on my wife. Don't be impatient with somebody that is dealing with an emotional trauma. Is it a pain in the ass? Oh, yeah. I've got friends that are dealing with it. I have family members that are dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. The biggest thing is you have to be patient. Not everybody is going to deal with the situation at the same time frame. Some people can deal with it in minutes. Some take days. Some takes months. Some takes years or decades. Some never quite deal with it. I am dealing with it. I have to get back on the road. I have to go back to work. That's how I make my living. That's how I feed my family. Do I believe that some people aren't going to have that option? Yeah, I do. Because some people have to have more help than others. Do I think that anybody that tells somebody with past traumas that has PTSD to just get over it is a heartless prick? Yes, I do. Because it doesn't work. If you feel like you don't have support, that monster is going to overrun you. Been there and done it. To coin a phrase, and I told my wife this morning, I'm a man's man. I'm not supposed to feel emotion. I'm supposed to bury it. I'm supposed to carry it with me and keep right on going. It doesn't always work that way. Even a man has to break down occasionally. Because you get so overloaded and so run down, it doesn't work anymore. Hiding from it will not work. I mean, I lived in a small town where drugs were a big thing. A lot of people that got into drugs had emotional traumas that they could not deal with and they could not get help for. I was born in 1995. A lot of the mental stuff that you see going around now was not a thing back then. Kids still got ass whippings back then. Probably why my generation isn't as screwed up as the one after it. That's just personal opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But why in the world would you tell somebody that has a traumatic past to just get over it? I had night terrors as a kid. Some of you may not know what night terrors are. It's basically a chronic nightmare. It never ends. It's the same thing every night, every night, every night. That is what I am starting to experience again, which means I'm not sleeping well. I'm not eating much because I'm stressed out. It's affecting my day-to-day life. The biggest thing I can stress with this is be that support. If you feel like somebody needs a shoulder to cry on, needs a hug, needs a friend, be the support. You can make that difference. My wife is my difference. When I had to deal with it by myself, I hated the world. I didn't give a damn about anything. My wife is my best friend. Find your support, find your strength. Am I strong by myself? Yes. Am I even stronger with her? Most definitely. Everybody that I've talked to, I have told I could have lost my best friend, and I would have been the one behind the wheel. That is the hardest thing for me to swallow. It's not necessarily that the wreck happened, it's that I was the one driving. Am I okay? No. Am I having any bad thoughts about doing things to myself? No. I know that's not going to solve it. I'm not that type of person. I often tell my wife the phrase, my mama didn't raise a bitch. Life was going to be hard for me no matter what. I have cerebral palsy. I got picked on. I'm a skinny guy. I'm tall. My style is not what other kids like. I prefer more of a Western style because the shirts are denim, jeans, cowboy boots. It's textures and clothes that are comfortable to me. Every person has their own likes. Don't pick on somebody because they're stressed out or they're quiet or they want left alone. Be the friend that they need or that they don't have. That's the biggest thing I can stress. My cerebral palsy has caused a lot of my PTSD because I couldn't defend myself when I was young. Now I can. Back then, I couldn't fight back. It never should have came to the point where I needed to fight back. If you're a teacher, your students that get picked on, don't just stand back and let it go. If you're a parent, go to the kid's parent. Go to the police. Go to the school administrators. Don't stop because they don't want to do anything. If the level you're talking to won't work, go higher up. If that level won't work, go higher up. Until you finally get somebody that cares. Do I think the school system now doesn't give a crap about bullying? Yes. I haven't looked up the statistics, but last time I checked, teen suicide rates are through the roof because of bullying and PTSD. Coin the phrase, the fat kid you just picked on, you could be the last person that he hears before he decides to take his own life. And if you can't get to a level that goes higher up, go to the media. Been there, done it. You will end up finding somebody that will listen. Like I said, that fat kid that you just picked on, you could be the last person that he takes crap from before he takes his own life. That gothic kid that cuts, you could be the last person they hear before they take their life. Think about your actions before you make them. You could either end somebody's life or you could make somebody's day. It's not fair to have to look at the world as such a toxic place. Unfortunately, that's all I've ever seen it as. I've never been able to see the good side. It has made me cynical. It has made me mean. It shouldn't come to that point. As usual, stay safe, be patient. That's all I got for you today.